Hi and welcome to this breakdown, not trailer this time because I always want to say a trailer, it's just on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, guys, welcome to this breakdown of Marvel Studios' new Phase 4 slate and what's coming. Most of the time don't really have time to do those things, but I always want to talk to you about this. So this time I said, no, Gary, you are doing it. You have to talk about this, and yeah, we are doing it. So guys, I suppose that most of you are interested in what's to come and what Marvel is going to offer us. I, however, have a bit of a different view on things, you can say, compared to everybody else that are just like, oh my god, Marvel, oh my god. I'm, try to be more objective about this, is, as far as that's possible. And yeah, well, we have a lot to discuss. So, hi, Ivy dear. Hi to you. So, Marvel Phase 4. You're like, what is there to be, what we haven't seen here? So I'm going to bring this picture on a bigger screen, for me that is. I mean, you can see it right here, but I'm going to bring it, bigger for me so I can, not forget to read anything. So guys, I'm personally, I love both Marvel and DC, but I'm personally more, excited about DC, but they're not doing anything. So, I mean, they're doing some animation stuff, and apparently we're going to get eventually Wonder Woman and maybe Shazam 2, and of course Aquaman 2. But beyond that, a few rumors and messed up stuff behind the scenes about the Flash movie. I'm kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. There's such a, uncertainty. So I'm just like, okay, what to do? Hey, I'm happy, Diego. So, I want just to take a minute to send a real quick message to my lovely partner from Superheroes Bulgaria, so he can know that I'm streaming. Okay. I'm sorry if you hear some notifications. It seems that I already have a message. I mean, not a message, but a comment on YouTube. Well, thank you very much, Mansoor. So, because this is live, I'm not gonna take long. I just to type a few words. And I'm ready. Okay. Okay, so I'm sure that you also have a lot to say about what Marvel just freaking announced, and there's a lot to talk about, so I don't have a lot of time, so let's start. I'm very happy that Diego was able to join. Yeah, cheers to Kiro. He's very busy because he's with his son tonight, but I hope that he can join at some point, and he has amazing insight, of course. He's a comic book specialist, so to say. So guys, let's start with Black Widow, May 1st, 2020. That's basically the next freaking movie. Oh my god, I hope that my bunny didn't run out. Poohee! I'm kind of worried about what I'm hearing right now, but I hope that she's not gonna run out. So, Black Widow, what to tell you about this, guys? They're basically, as far as I understand, we'll make this movie about Black Widow. It's kind of be like after Civil War, something like this, kind of filling the blanks between, what happened there and the other movie. For me, that's kind of like milking it, so to speak. I will see it because it's Scarlett Johansson and it's Black Widow, but despite that, and I'm pretty sure that that's what Marvel is counting on. But despite that, I'm really not interested in such movie in general. It's like okay, why do I need this? I don't. That's how I feel about this. AB King. Good evening to you. Well, yeah, thank you very much. Actually, my makeup is inspired by ancient Egypt and Cleopatra, and it's kind of, it goes very, it kind of flatters the shape of my eyes, anyways. So yeah, that's why I love, and it kind of became my style. But that's another topic about my makeup. So yeah, that's about it. The Black Widow movie. I seen some set pictures. I saw the villain. He's apparently kind of a big deal in the comic books or something like that. But to be completely honest, and you know that I'm always am, I gotta tell you that I kind of don't care about this movie. I mean, I'm going to watch it. Probably it's gonna be a very good movie. It's just that, eh, especially what happened to her. In Avengers Endgame, of course, we're going to step into some spoiler territory here. So, of course, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, you are warned. But it's inevitable to, say some spoilers because we have to discuss this. Then, fall of 2020, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's a TV show, and okay. First, when I found out that they want to make TV shows with the real actors, I mean, it's not just like Agents of Shield or anything like that. I was like, okay, like again, why do I need this? But I'm really happy from another side of things because this is going to be canon, is going to count, is going to, I mean, canon with the movies, I mean. And so whatever happens there is going to be reflecting on the movie stories as well. It's going to be all related, all connected, and it's not done by the same TV team that does the Marvel TV shows. It's going to be done by Kevin Feige's team, as far as I, understood. So that means that we're going to get much better quality, better storylines that are much more thought out. So I'm very happy about that. The thing is that I really don't have time. Honestly. Hi, Evka. Yeah, quite serious there. Yeah, Ivy. Yeah, I do like her character as well. You're right. Yeah, hi, Teko. You're right there, yeah. I mean, everybody loves Scarlett Johansson, of course. Like, who doesn't? She's a great actress. She plays Black Widow, just awesome. It was a joy to see her. I'm, sorry that we had to see that. I mean, whatever happened in Endgame, I understand why it happened, but I really, yeah, it's not like I like it or anything like that. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just that, I'm like, okay. And hi to Kirill. Kiro was able to join us. Thank you very much. So I was just talking about you and how you're going to present us with this awesome insight, if you have the time, of course, about the Slate. So, doing a bit of a recap here, I would say that, Black Widow, it's fine. I really don't care that much because, like, why do we even need this movie? But okay, I'm gonna watch it, probably going to enjoy it. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I have no idea what this is going to be about, but again, I'm very happy that it's been done by, Kevin Feige's team and not by the other people that did Agents of Shield, with which I did quit watching after maybe the fourth season. I'm not sure. I just lost interest. It's not that it was not interesting, it's not like super boring or anything. It's just that I didn't have time and the show was not as good, so to justify me losing my time just watching it. So, Eternals, November 2020. That's a lot of movies in 2020. Well, not a lot, but still, let me just make that even bigger for me. Yeah, so Eternals is something that I'm personally not very familiar with. I heard that it's kind of like Inhumans or something like that. If Kiro here can, help with the insight, that's gonna be great. My partner from Superheroes Bulgaria. So yeah, I'm knowledgeable about superheroes from since I was a kid, and comic books and or all of that, but not as much as he is. It's not like I can spend all of the time just being like a specialist on every single thing. So superheroes, I'm kind of like specialists, but not as much as he is. So yeah, if you can let some knowledge here, I would appreciate it. But Eternals, for me, is interesting because Angelina Jolie is in it. I love Angelina Jolie. And she's so great. She's going to bring such a gravitas to that, whatever her role is actually. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be very cosmic like, everything about them. Okay, so you're interested only in Shang-Chi, Blade. Yeah, we're going to talk about that when I get to them. I'm just, going by order here. Doctor Strange. Yeah, I love Doctor Strange. Actually, Doctor Strange, one of my most favorite, most recent Marvel movies. A horror flick. I hope that's not gonna be that horrorly, and I'm going to talk about why. But again, when I reach that. So yeah, Eternals, very, very curious about this. I'm just gonna check real quick the cast of Eternals, because I heard that there's some other actors that I just know like by name, but I just can't remember who they are. Their faces, I mean. So let me just check real quick. Yeah, Richard Madden, that's the one that I wanted to check. So he is the guy from Game of Thrones, one of the most handsome actors playing today, and he's very good. Super excited about that, to see him. I have no idea what Kumali Nanjiani is going to play. I'm sorry about that. I mean, it says that he's going to play Kingo, but I have no idea who Kingo is. Icaris, that's a very epic name for Richard Madden's character. Tena or something, Angelina Jolie. They're like, Kiro, you can, correct me on that. Salma Hayek, guys, she's so awesome. Again, one of the best actresses. Jack, maybe. Brian Tree Henry. He was a voice actor on Spider-Man. Into the Spider-Verse. Okay. Not really familiar with him in front of the camera. Dong Seok Ma, an Asian actor, actually from South Korea, Korean actor. Gao Gimesh, that sounds amazing. I'm just so find out all that I can about the Eternals, honestly. But Eternals probably is going to be the start of something new, like Guardians of the Galaxy type of saga, you can say. It's a ripoff of DC's New Gods. So you do imply that DC's New Gods come before Eternals in terms of continuity, which was created first, so to speak. Yeah, Rob Stark. He's Rob Stark. Interesting. And I did like heard that DC also want to make new gods, and probably Eternals is going to like wipe the floor with it. I really, really don't want that to be the case, guys. I really love DC style of doing anything, like whatever it is. I just love DC style, although most of the humanity does not understand and just prefers the Marvel, cheeky humor or whatever you like to call it. It's not that I don't like it, but sometimes when they go overboard, I really feel that it's losing substance so much. Like Thor Ragnarok, like yeah, it was a fun movie, but when you go out, like come out of the theater, you barely remember anything. Like like when you try to throw like tomatoes on a canvas or something and they don't stick. It's something like that for me. But anyways, then we have Disney, the Disney WandaVision. Some say that that's going to be about Scarlet Witch and Vision, but we all know what happened to him. So maybe it is like a metaphor for her powers and what she's going to do. I'm not sure what kind of a budget they have for those shows. I heard that they're gonna be like 8 episodes each. So if they put all of their budget in that very condensed number of episodes, I would be pleased with that. I don't want to watch long, series anyways. Again, time restrictions, and if they're going to make the best of that in terms of the budget, because it's only 8 episodes, I'll be so happy about it. So I just love Scarlet Witch. I mean, yeah, she's so awesome, and I would love to see that show. So yeah, gotta have to find some kind of way to watch it. But yeah, hey William, The Legend of the Ten Rings. That's going to be so great. I mean, that's the next Eternity Stones, so to speak. I mean, I'm not familiar with their power compared to the stones. I've watched the animations, Iron Man animations. They explain the rings pretty well there, I think. But of course, I was a child, so I'm not sure what their scale of power um, was exactly. I mean, how it's measured. But I do remember that the Mandarin was very powerful with them, but not totally not at the level of Thanos. Hmm. They're meh. The comic books about the Eternals, you say? Well, if it is for you, probably I'm going to think the same, because we have very, very familiar ways of looking at things. So yeah. Ah, he ripped himself off. Yeah, so they're both created by Jack Kirby. Wow. Yeah, he ripped himself off. Well, when you create something, you have a perfect like vision for it. Excuse my pun. And when you try to create another thing, you just have that same image probably because you already came up with a perfect thing in your mind. So that's how he probably ripped himself off. Mm. Yeah, yeah, definitely agree. So, WandaVision as a TV show, I'm all up for it. Oh, Bats! Hi, Bats. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Okay, so sorry about the distraction. I had to check something. So next is Shang-Chi. So I mean, we already mentioned the Mandarin, but Kiro uh, told me that Shang-Chi is supposed to be like fantasy version of Bruce Lee or something like that. From that perspective, I'm very interested in it. I will try to do my homework. I will watch some videos that are dedicated to that, if there are any. I suppose that there's some channels on YouTube that just dedicate their whole content on explaining particular character histories and just universe histories even. So I'm pretty sure that somebody did something about this in very great detail. So I would love to check that and learn more about Shang-Chi. I'll definitely do that before the movie comes out, or even as soon as I have time, because I really want to know what this is about. If Marvel decided to do this, as a movie and include it in their movie freaking Slate, that's a pretty huge deal. So there must be something there that's worth, showing. And of course, then we're going to see the real freaking Mandarin, which we totally deserve to see, because I still can't get over Iron Man 3, and that was just like a pretty big joke for me. Yeah, in a bad way. So I never like that. I mean, it's a huge twist and all, but it was like cheating from some sorts. I felt really cheated on when I saw that. The Mandarin was one of my favorite villains when I watched the Iron Man animations. I had such a great, higher view of him as a character, and to see that done to him, it was a huge disservice, at least in my eyes. And then we have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And for this, they say that it's going to be like a horror film. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sleepy. So, Doctor Strange Universe of Madness. They could do probably anything in that. I mean, just the title makes it out like, well, it's, yeah, it's O and O. um well, I'm not really up for a horror movie, like literally. I'm pretty sure that because this is Disney and after all the Marvel universe, they're not going to go that far. And if you like to watch a horror movie, you just go and watch, that Superman interpretation, um, Brightburn. I had to see it yesterday. It was one of the most horrific experiences of my life and my horror movie viewing experiences ever, because it was one of the most brutal, like downright disgusting movies I've ever seen in my life. Yes, yes, it was like totally horrifying, but it was so twisted, perverted even. I just don't ever want to see it again. I kind of had nightmares because of it, and I usually never had nightmares, after watching a movie, especially, these days. So it is very, very disturbing. But of course, I'm pretty sure they're not going to go that route. Of course, that's not going to be a James Wan horror flick. Like, I'm pretty sure of that. And he's, by the way, a producer, on Brightburn. Yeah, he's very good in doing disgusting, terrible things. Okay, so Kira says Shang-Chi doesn't have superpowers. However, he's a master of many styles of martial arts. Even his costume looks like Bruce Lee's yellow jumpsuit, but red. Ha! So yeah, so he's pretty much, again, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, for me, is the closest thing to human being having superpowers. So there's that. I mean, to be able to bring your abilities, human abilities, to such a perfection, as far as that's possible, that you basically have superpowers, especially compared to any other human being on the street. Yeah. Um. Well, I'm not sure if she is going to be, but kind of makes sense because of her powers, and her development in the comic books really goes sideways. So it's kind of very good opportunity for them if they can combine those two characters and their storylines. You can make a pretty damn good, terrifying story. Yeah, it's that extreme. It did sound very interesting to me as well, but it's really freaking twisted and again perverted. Yeah, and it's about a kid that's supposed to be with powers of Superman. At least some of them, the most famous ones. Um, she's going to be in it, so it's confirmed. I kind of remember hearing that, but I just, slipped my mind. Okay, next is Loki. Spring 2021. So for 2021, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. Like, what in the name? Okay, so 2020, we have one, two, only two actually movies. Like, really? Only two movies? Oh, yeah. And then we have one, two, three. Oh, okay. So I'm mistaken. I'm just watching the shows and just mistaking them for movies. Yeah. But still, only two movies next year and only three the next year. That's kind of, I'm not used to that. I'm used to more movies. Yeah, okay. So Loki. Okay, Loki is, I don't know what they're going to do with him, because as far as I understood, he's going to be the old Loki, not redeemed. I mean, redeemed Loki. So I'm not really interested in that, to be honest with you. I mean, Tom Hiddleston is a great actor and all. I mean, Loki is very interesting, but what is he going to do? Especially like no Asgard, no nothing. Like, what is he going to do? I have no idea. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Kiria. I don't like to see prequels. I mean, like the Black Widow movie. I have enough of that. No, thank you. Okay, so Loki again, not really that interesting for me. I'm still gonna watch it though, of course. I'm just very curious about all the special effects because they really have to be on par with the movies for this to work. Like, no way around that. They really have to. Now, the next thing that is super interesting is what if? I mean, what if? I think that they're probably going to go from what if to Thor Love and Thunder, which is very funny title. So what if, I mean, they can do whatever they freaking want, and I think that from there, forward, that is, how Jane Foster is going to become Thor. They're just gonna switch gears, so to speak. So I think that they're going to use what if to establish or create the roots for Jane Foster's Thor. Just my theory, but yeah, I do think that's a good opportunity, not having Jane Foster as Thor and just starting and building up, and we're just basically going to have a story that we had in Thor 1. So maybe they're going to start her character in What If. It's just perfect opportunity for them. Summer 2021 and November 2021. Oh wait, this is not the movie, it's Disney. I have to watch that logo, but still they can do that because now they can bring whatever actor they want in their TV universe. They freaking can. That's possible, guys. Before, years before, we were like, movie actors, they would never grace the small screen. They're too big. But now, TV shows, since Game of Thrones existed, have become so, high level and with special effects that are on the level of movies. Game of Thrones is just perfect example of that because it's not only that there's, it looks like there are not any, borders for the grand scale of things. But just look at those dragons, you look at, Khaleesi's dragons. Those dragons is the most realistic ever lizard type of a dragon, whatever dinosaur type of a thing that I've ever seen in my life. They're the best, just the best, There's so much physics going on in there, and their huge spikes on the back, how they move from the wind, the transparency of the skin, the shadows, the textures, everything that you can possibly think of, their movements, how they act, they feel like they're freaking real. So uh, TV shows are no longer just TV shows. The big screen is no longer, the the only you can say format that we can view the quality of the camera work and the special effects, the cinematography. They're pulling all the stops, to do the best they can, and they are. So I'm super amazed, and you can see that also with this new Star Trek Picard trailer that I reviewed just before this stream. It's just amazing, and if I didn't know that those were series, I would say like, yeah, it's a movie, but it's not. So there's that. Okay, let's see what your guys are saying, and then we're going to continue to the next. With the same name, very interesting. Have no idea, but one other thing that I forgot to mention is that Anthony Mackie is already trying his shield, and you can see that, with the Falcon and Winter Soldier logo, there's the freaking Captain American shield just embedded in there. I'm not a big fan of Captain America's. I mean, not Captain America, Anthony Mackie. I mean, Falcon becoming Captain America just doesn't feel right. It just feels, so rushed to me. I understand that they, finished with the Captain America storyline. I understand that he got everything that he ever wanted. He gave his all. And yeah, I mean, he did everything he possibly could do for the world. And then he, got to live his life and he was happy. And everything's awesome. I just, it's poetic. It's heartwarming. He got to be with the woman of his dreams, and she got to be with the man of her dreams. But yeah, and it's just so sad. It's so sudden because Chris Evans is so young. I mean, he looks so young. So I would have thought that he would be able to play like a few more movies, but he likes to be like a more serious actor and just move on to drama. I just don't see it. I mean, he can play whatever he likes. Of course, he's a good actor. It's just that seeing his latest trailer of whatever drama movie he's about to play, along with some other famous actors, actually. I just, their name just slipped my mind, but it's a very recent trailer of his latest movie. It just doesn't look right in those roles. Just playing a regular guy. They try to make him look bad physically compared to how he usually looks. It's just like out of place. I don't feel it. Just don't feel it. And putting in my face the Falcon as Captain America, he doesn't even have the serum in him. He has to drink it. I mean, if he does not drink it, I'm out. He has to at least freaking drink that serum because he doesn't have any superpowers. He just have the wings and that costume, obviously, the weapons that are on it, and he's basically Iron Man, but without so much armor. So, yeah, they have to make it special somehow. Otherwise, I'm like, why do I need this? Like, what was wrong with the previous real Captain freaking America? Like, what? Hey, Music Maniac, happy to see you here. So let's catch up with your comments, and then we have 2 more things to talk about. Inner conflict between being greedy and self-centered and heroic. Okay. Well, they already established that Bucky does not want to be Captain America, or he doesn't feel like he's supposed to be. And that's why at the end of Endgame, the Falcon got it. I mean, Captain America basically gave that to him. Yeah. So, if you don't have anything to add to what I just said, I will continue on. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on the Falcon becoming Captain America. I just don't feel it. I know that he is, and he was Captain America in the comic books, but it just can't replace the real deal for me. I mean, the real deal is the real deal, and that's it. Well, it's Monday, but I'm here working in a good way, of course, not work. Don't get me wrong, I love it. So, Hawkeye, fall of 2021. So again, Hawkeye is another Disney show that they're going to make us see. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Kiro. Bucky was Captain America before Bucky, so not before Bucky, before Falcon. So I don't know what exactly was their idea. I was very surprised when I saw that in Endgame. Yeah, and he's already freaking Captain America from inside. I mean, well, he does have the virtues. I'm not sure, not in the same way as Captain America. He seems bland, rather bland by his personality. He barely said a thing during all of those movies, and it's just not Captain America. But he does at least have the serum, can fight really, really well as Captain America. And yeah, could be damn right dangerous if he wants to. So he could be a very good asset to the overall team. But anyway, so Hawkeye. Again, a lot of people think that, Hawkeye didn't get to shine very much in the movies. He didn't really get to be under the spotlight that much. He was kind of, well, in between the all the drops, and by that I mean in between all the characters, just doing something cool here and there, but never really get to shine that much. And of course, that is possible when you think about how much bigger is the roster, and it just gets bigger and bigger. We get more characters every time. So maybe they decide that this character deserves more, so let's make a show of it. But again, this for me is like another cash grab. Just make a C character or B character, like call it whatever you wish. Back when I used to watch the Iron Man animations, Hawkeye was pretty cool. He was wearing his purple suit. I just loved him. He was my favorite archer. I just saw him in a much better light, you can say, because he was this huge buff guy that just was able to shoot so many different arrows, and those arrows did so many different things. It was so interesting, never seen that before to that point. So I think that he has so much potential as a character, and Hawkeye in the films just got, I mean, he got cool as Ronan, but he's basically this, how to say, a very good guy that just want to be a family man. At the same time, he has all of those great abilities. Then his family gets basically killed, well, not killed, but snapped out of existence. He tries to do whatever he can to uh well, to be a killer basically. So I don't know, I don't feel it. I mean, I understand maybe they want to give him more screen time, but I don't feel it. Again, I'm probably going to watch this because by that time I'm already would probably see WandaVision and Loki and the Falcon and Winter Soldier shows. So yeah, I have to see it. But I just think that that's the least interesting out of the bunch. I'm sorry guys, I'm so damn sleepy. Okay. Oh boy. Who gets the title Hawkeye in the comic books too. So yeah. They're again going to use Hawkeye so they can push another character. Oh, but it's really interesting though. Yeah, I see. Yeah, so again, yeah, you just proving my point, Kiro, that Jeremy Renner is not going to be probably the point of everything. Yeah. Okay. So that's bring me to the topic of, just instead of developing this character like the original one, we're just gonna, elevate another one that we know nothing about, but okay. Really? So they basically, if they trying to make a parallel of that, they're just going to use the fact that Captain America's, I mean, they're going to treat him like he's dead. Actually, in Spider-Man, they kind of showed him as he was dead, like he died from old age or something. I mean, they literally showed like in memoriam after the new Spider-Man movie, so I don't know. I was like confused, like, did Captain America die and I didn't know about it somehow? Okay, anyways, but if they're trying to, continue with that storyline because of the comic books, I get it, but I don't think that they developed everyone like they developed them in the comic book so they can, just go along and move the story as quickly and just like blah, Hawkeye's gone. We didn't really spend that much time with all of those characters. I don't think the most we did spend with Iron Man, so I get about him. We didn't spend that much with Captain America. I mean, we did, but for me, it's not that substantial. With Thor as well, I think Thor has a lot more to him. So, I mean, that we can see. So, yeah. And that brings me, of course, to the next movie, which is Thor Love and Thunder. That sounds nuts. Yeah. A woman Thor, a woman Hawkeye. What to tell ya? So, I mean, I love strong female characters. Like my favorite hero character of all time is of course Xena, warrior princess, you know. But it's so different with her and what they did back then. I mean, that was never forced, on you. She did had a very amazing, compelling story that justified, not only justified, but perfectly made her character the most compelling female character, most deep female character that I ever seen, still to this day. And everything was organic and awesome, just like when you see a movie about a male, hero. So it was not any difference in terms of the substance. Even, I mean, it was even more just because her story was so unique, not because she's a woman, just because of her story. I mean, what happened to her as a person, as a human. So that is genuine, that is true. And in today's times, everything's so pushed on us. They are doing diversity for diversity's sake, changing characters' sexes. Their sex, their race. Just like make freaking original characters. Don't change their freaking sex. Damn it. But anyways, that's another topic that I will be here all night if I start to talk about this. Now there is a female Thor, and there is a female Hawkeye in the comic books, and that's okay. But do I want to see that on the big screen like so soon? Well, it would be cool, but first, Jane Foster's story as Thor is pretty depressing, to be honest. I mean, if they make it right, it could be a very good opportunity to present something deeper, you can say, with more meaning behind it. But I don't want to see Thor, pushed out because of this. And I watched John Campy earlier. He said that, I mean, he brought a very good point that Thor is not a title. You just can't be Thor, picking up the hammer and you're Thor. I mean, yes, you're going to have some of his powers, actually all of his powers, although that also does not make any sense to me, because his powers are proven to not be in his hammer. They come within himself. That is what it was, the whole point of Thor Ragnarok. So, to be Thor, Thor is not a freaking title, okay? Just not. He is the son of Odin. Is Jane Foster the daughter of Odin? No. No, she's not. So she's not freaking Thor. Okay? Yeah. Before I continue with my rant here about the female Thor, and of course I love, I really love, I'm so tired. I just love Jane Foster. I mean, not exactly her. I just love Natalie freaking Portman. I really love Natalie Portman, but yeah, I kind of feel that's not not very genuine. They try to make it so, but it's just not as before. I mean, it's not how things are used to be done. Again, when you had Xena, when you had Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, they're very, very different, by the way, in terms of quality as well. But when they created those characters, they created them completely original, and they made their story compelling and real for so many people. I mean, it literally touched their soul. And now they're just like, there's Superman, there's this, there's like Batwoman, Batgirl, Batkid, and but there's no Batkid, but Robin. I mean, from each and every superhero, there's like a woman version of him, like a little version of him, like how many versions of the Flash even. That's not from today. I mean, it's not something new, but in terms of how they make it, on the movie scene, it does seem that it's very happening too quickly, and it does seem rushed to me. It just seems rushed. I'm sorry. It's how I feel like it. I mean, you can only make the difference and what I'm really saying if you just go and watch how things were done before, and you will see what is really genuine and what is pushed on you. Okay, what do you guys think actually about this? Yeah, I heard about that, Kiroya, that the new Thor Valkyrie, she's also Thor. Like, what? We look for a new queen. I never got any vibes that she was gay, honestly. I never did. So I do feel that that's pushed on us. Very much so. Like, that's perfect example of something that's pushed on us. Hi, Emmanuel Rivera. Yeah, exactly, Ivy. Exactly. They would just throw it without suffice explanation since they accepted exactly what they're doing. Um, yeah, me too. Yeah. Even James Bond is black woman. Like, when did they make James Bond a black woman? Like, please tell me. Like, what happened? Where was I? Where was I? God damn it. Hopefully not. I always say, just make original characters. You know, I have to talk about Blade, by the way. I have to not forget. Talking about the original characters. So, Thor, Love and Thunder, and by all that color, I take it they're going to make it like Flash Gordon or something. They're going to make it so colorful, so funny that it's just going to make the Thor character like a total joke. I just don't like that. I want like more grittier Viking like Thor. You know how Thor is actually, portrayed. I I mean, I know that Thor myths and legends Thor is different from Thor Marvel Universe, but still, he's a freaking badass. He's not like a Joker type that just a big muscle guy is just gonna say stupid things like one-liners, like Terminator something from Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. Because when I watched some of the Marvel animations, I actually encountered a similar version of Thor that was very lousy, you can say. And I just don't like that. He's okay. He has a sense of humor that's just part of life, and if a person has a sense of humor, that just it's gonna make him a better person in general because he's going to have a better view on life, not going to take himself, I mean, so seriously. I mean, he can obviously take himself as seriously as is objective to his personality, but not make that be like an obstacle for him to have a sense of humor, if you know what I mean. But like making him a complete joke like they did in Thor Ragnarok, I do not agree with this. So this color thing is just totally going to make a joke out of it. Uh, Train from Cap. What? No. God, no. Brie Larson is another story on herself, on her own. She's just full of it. Yeah, yeah, she is. So basically, guys, everything that is forced is just not good for anybody. And I just can't. Okay, let's just talk about Blade real quick because my mind is drifting and so many topics that if I get into them, I'm really going to be here all night. So Blade. So Blade happened when I was very little. I'm not sure if I watched it. I'm pretty sure I watched some scenes of it. I did watch the last part, or at least most of it, that, a lot of people say that it's crap. I didn't get it because, again, I haven't seen the previous movies. A lot of people say that the first two are very good. Kirio as well here. So I have to watch them, of course, now that he said that. And of course, they're classical superhero movies. But guys, because I don't have this connection to Blade that everybody else has, I can't say anything about that. I mean, that actor, he's very good. I've seen him when he played the villain in Luke Cage. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Luke Cage. He's very good. But Wesley Snipes could easily play this role. Since he's like what years? I mean, how old is Wesley Snipes? Um, whew, Wesley Snipes, he's 56. Okay, he's old. I mean, he's not that old, but yeah, that other actor that is going to play him now, it's very hard to pronounce his name. That other actor, he is, well, not that younger. He looks amazing for his age. Freaking amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Mahershala Ali. I'm pretty sure I don't say this correctly. Yeah, so he looks great, guys, for his age. Like, no doubt about it. What to tell ya? For that, I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with that. It's gonna be interesting to see it, but beyond that, I don't really have to say anything else about Blade. Well, wait, if you say so, Ivy, then that must mean that they're great. Wow. Henry Cavill does look awesome. You can watch my Witcher trailer reaction and review if you like about Geralt's new Geralt. I'm kidding. I mean about, of course, The Witcher's first trailer. It's probably going to be R-rated. Not actually. I kind of heard that it was not going to be, but he is cutting heads left and right. So how they're going to get around that, not sure. Yeah. Well, if they are going to make the Doctor Strange a horror movie, they have to make something, you know, something that is a horror. Yeah, so if I start to talk about all the diversity, feminist issues from today's times, I'll be here really all night, and about, the casting of the Little Mermaid and all of that, and even the casting of The Witcher. And how is that Polish? I mean, not Polish. They don't have to be Polish. They just have to, the ethnicity has to be right. Since this is ancient Poland. Another topic for another day, really. Wow. Well, if Blade's going to be alongside Ghost Rider and Punisher, great. And I just want to see movie Punisher, not the other TV Punisher, because he's just so broody, and it's just I just couldn't finish that show. That's the only show that I couldn't finish, and I finished the freaking second season of Iron Fist. So I even, if it's possible, but I like less the Punisher. It's such a hard to watch. That's so boring. So even though that actor is good in general, he's playing the Punisher like he's the most, you can say, angry at absolutely everything in the world, including his own breath. So, over the top. Yeah, it's too much. Well, I already went through all the movies one by one and shows, but I did say about Shang-Chi that I'm very excited about it, just because it's supposed to be like superhero version of Bruce Lee, although, Kiro explained that he does not have superpowers, but I am going to do my homework and watch, informative storytelling material about Shang-Chi, because I really want to learn about it, and very interesting to see the Mandarin, like the real deal in it. So yeah, definitely excited about it from this perspective, and I'm curious what they have in mind for this. Oh yeah, he's going to be part of Phase 5. Wow, that's going to be like, whew, after 2 years, guys. I don't know who she is. Sorcel is clear, but maybe she's interesting. Dolph Lundgren, yeah. I just remember the most recent Punisher movies. They were okay, as far as I remember. But yeah, the TV show is just so slow, so boring, guys. Okay, so that is it for today. I'm already sleeping here. Unfortunately, it's midnight almost for me. Have to go, but yeah, that is my breakdown. I do think that they're paying so much attention to B-level characters, not as much as A-list characters, and the A-list characters are no longer A-list characters. And I don't see here, like, what are they going to do with freaking Spider-Man? Like, where is Spider-Man? Like, where is Spider-Man? Or because Sony is involved, maybe they do not count it in their slate and they're not allowed to count it in their slate. I'm not sure. But how can you not continue with the story of Spider-Man? Like, you're gonna wait, like, what? How many years for that? I just don't get it. And you still have to have the mutants, the X-Men, because Kevin Feige did say we're going to have mutants. So we're going to start from the beginning, how they're, prosecuted and hated by everybody and all of that. And I'm like, okay. I mean, superheroes are going to be understood by the public, but mutants, they know that their genes are mutating, so that automatically is going to make them so much different than the other superheroes that have powers that are, acquired in different ways. So they're not going to be accepted, and okay. I mean, I'm excited. I just don't know how they're going to incorporate, all the mutants there. So thanks very much, Emmanuel. Oh, Queen of Reviews. That's the title for me. Wow. It's pretty flattering, actually. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's not. No more Iron Man. No more Spider Man for some reason. You're like, what the heck's happening here? Fantastic Four. I'm waiting for Fantastic Four. I would love to see that finally done right. Yeah, it's a long time overdue. And he did say mutants, but like, where are those? Like, in here somewhere, integrated, like in between, like whatever. I mean, what? Like, how? We'll see how. I'm pretty sure he knows. I mean, Kevin Feige does have an idea for everything. Maybe even a plan for the next 5 years. He have to have that, because I did hear that there's even Easter eggs about the Eternals or the Mandarin rings in all of the other movies, which means that they place all of those small details, all of those Easter eggs in mind ahead of time as much as possible, so that way not only they're making clues for themselves to remind themselves of what they could do in the future, but as well it's a chance for them to tie in the movies that are still not in existence. It's pretty awesome when you think about it, it's pretty great idea, because they're reminding themselves of something, in the same time they're setting up, a universe that may never happen, but if it does happen, already, all of those Easter eggs are there to mean something more, something else, and it's just great. It's just freaking great. It's basically how threads of life kind of works, even sometimes, just little clues here and there. So it's genius. I mean, from that perspective, it's really genius. DC needs something like that, but just done a bit more sophisticated, because I do think that DC could do a lot more sophisticated stuff if they just stick to their guns and not, copy Marvel. Just have more grand, ideas of everything. Just follow their freaking comic books, see how things are connected there, and just make that awesome on the big screen. And do Superman justice, do Batman justice, do Wonder Woman. I mean, Wonder Woman has already been done justice, but just do more of that, just because it's awesome. And unlike a lot of other cases, they actually made superhero better, and that's Aquaman. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's my take on this. Yeah, Kiro, yeah. And that's very interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna look into that. I want to know more. I mean, my exposure to Doctor Strange was mostly through the Spider-Man animations. The X-Mutants. Awful dialogue from Jennifer Waltz. Oh god. Very funny. Ex-women. uh, funny. Well, that's it, guys. 1 hour of me blabbering here. I need to, have my vocal cords rest and sleep. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you like to contribute whatever it is, information about any of the characters' origins in the comments, I would love to read that. I always love to know more. But that is why all of those awesome informative YouTube videos are made, so you can know the whole history of a character without reading a single comic book if you just don't have the time. But at least you will know, what's the deal. And the only thing that I would add, it's just Marvel, please don't make everything about politics, political correctness, races, genders, because it's ridiculous. I mean, if there's female superheroes, just okay, show them. If there's male superheroes, just show them. If a character is not lesbian or gay, don't make them lesbian or gay, because that means that you're going to make that on purpose, which means it's forced, which means it's artificial and it's not genuine. And it's not good. If a character is originally gay, lesbian, whatever, just make them, show them like they're originally intended to be in the comic books, but don't change them for the sake of freaking changing them. Like, I'm pretty sure Valkyrie is not gay in the comic books, kiddo. Please let me know about this. Because when you do such things, people know that it's bullshit, and you don't do anyone justice. You just annoy everybody. And even like Kiro, for instance, he does have gay friends that they're also annoyed by all of this, because they see how all of that it's forced on people, and they don't feel comfortable for their sexual orientation to be displayed in such a way, like all the time, just for sake of it. So it's just not right to them, and it's not right for the characters, and in how storytelling should be done, how storytelling, character building should be done. Yeah, just make freaking original characters. We have enough of, we have so many awesome characters that are originally Asian, originally black, originally white. We don't need to change anyone's race or sexual orientation to anything like that. There's enough of everybody, enough to go around, and it's okay. And just don't freaking force feed us shit. That's what I want to say, because nobody likes disingenuous things. People can feel that from a mile away, see that. And the only people that would love to see all of those forced are SJWs, as we know. Yeah, so that's it. That's my 2 cents. Thanks, Manuel. Thank you. Princesa Geri. That's actually in Bulgarian, actually. It's the same in Bulgarian. It's princesa, not princess. Thank you, Abby. That's amazingly poetic, Ivy. Oh, just don't get me started about Batwoman. You mean she's bisexual originally? Like Valkyrie, that is? If she's bisexual, she can also pick a man, right? I mean, literally, in real life, there's this YouTuber, Melanie Murphy, I think. She's about to marry a guy and she's bisexual. That's possible. She can just choose whatever sex she freaking wants, damn it. Thank you, Emmanuel. You just came up with amazing stuff like Queen of Reviews, Rainbow Eyes Queen. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, you too. Yeah, of course, yeah. You're right. It's time for them to start forcing. I mean, not start, but stop forcing. But actually, they are starting. So, yeah. Okay, she's originally bisexual. Then I agree. Then, if she's originally bisexual, that she can say this. I mean, in general, that she wants a queen. But actually, it kind of does not make sense for me. I don't know. I mean, if she's bisexual, she can go either way. So, why would she would say a queen in that particular time? Maybe she just decided to stay from that side of things. She could do that. But I think that it's in today's times, because we know how they do things, that just seems forced. But this time it's hard to seem genuine when we have the situation that we're having right now. Yeah, yeah. Just, yeah, don't do the diversity for the sake of it. Don't do gay, lesbian, whatever for the sake of it. uh, of course, do not do that. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you want to say anything, of course you can say it in the comments. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about this phase 4? To me, it's very B-level kind of a thing, but from the other hand, we do get so much content that we're barely going to have the time to see. But it is 8 episodes, and we're going to have the bigger budget for the show so they can tie into the movie universe. And maybe this is a start to something that we never did see before at that scale. So I'm excited for this, to see where it can go. What are the possibilities now? They seem kind of endless, honestly, because the comic books are kind of endless. So let's see what Kevin Feige would do, and I personally hope for a better future and future of this universe. God damn it, I really want for that to be awesome as well. And Thor's fat now. Yeah. So good night, everybody, and have a great week.